Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. And this is part 5 of What If Deku Had the Quirk Predator. I know a lot of you been waiting for this, and I'm sorry I haven't posted this in a while. It's just, there's been a lot of other series, and this is like one of my best series, and I should have been focusing on this one, but I had to do my 500 subs special, and a lot of other series were doing really good, so I wanted to continue those as well. But I know for the people who have been continually watching this, want it to end, so I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna be focusing on these what ifs for a few days, and then I'm gonna restart on my what if Deku had the Titan shifter, or what if Deku had sun breathing. We're gonna be doing that one later. And please don't forget to share the video, because it would be really helpful, and if more people subscribe, we get to 1K much quicker. And don't forget, we're gonna be doing a live stream when we hit 1K. So other than that, guys, let's get straight into the intro.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Okay, so let's not waste any more time, and let's get straight into this what if. So we're gonna start off where I left off, when everyone's at this sports festival. As everyone leaves that day, everyone's just wondering what's gonna happen the next day. As everyone gets to class, they see Aizawa waiting for them. Aizawa starts to explain to everyone as everyone sits down, telling everyone about internships, telling everyone that this is gonna be a very important journey in their hero course, and that this is gonna help them throughout when they're a hero. As Izuku takes this to heart and thinks about what internship that he should take. But since Izuku got first place in the UA Sports Festival, he's gotten a lot of internship letters. Izuku doesn't know which one to pick. He's just thinking as class ends, as Izuku just goes to the cafeteria. As All Might calls Izuku over, telling him to meet him. Izuku meets All Might and sees him shivering. All Might hands Izuku a letter, telling him that he should probably take this internship course. As Izuku opens the letter and sees that it's from Gran Torino. As All Might's shivering, he continues telling Izuku that he should probably take this course and it would help him to become a better hero. Izuku's just thinking as he just realizes that All Might's shivering because of this person. Izuku just gets afraid, because if All Might's being afraid of this one person, he wonders what's gonna happen to him if he takes this course. As Izuku gulps, telling All Might that he'll take the internship. As All Might left, he told Izuku good luck. When the next day ends, everyone gets to the train station so they can get to their internship. When they get there, Izuku sees Ida walking away sternly. Izuku's confused and looks around to see Todoroki seeing the same thing. As he's about to ask Todoroki, his trains come by as Izuku realizes that he needs to go, as he enters the train. When Izuku gets to Gran Torino's rundown house, he enters the door as he sees Gran Torino laying on the ground bleeding, as Izuku immediately turned into a slime and engulfed Gran Torino. When Gran Torino woke up, or just saw Izuku, he just sees himself encased in this blue bubble. As Gran Torino started to fight out, Izuku realizes that Gran Torino isn't hurt. He spits Gran Torino out as he transforms back into his human self. Then Izuku asks Gran Torino why he did that. As Gran Torino said that's enough questions about him, and it's time that he has questions about Izuku. Then Gran Torino asks Izuku what his quirk is. Izuku starts to explain his quirk, and Gran Torino is just amazed, and tells Izuku that he has a pretty good chance in becoming the #1 hero, as Izuku just blushes. Then Gran Torino asks Izuku how far he's been able to master One for All, as Izuku answers Gran Torino, telling him that he's been able to master it pretty well, but he hasn't been able to master all the other abilities. Gran Torino is confused what Izuku just meant, as Gran Torino asks Izuku what he means. Izuku explains, telling Gran Torino that there's other abilities with One for All. Gran Torino is just stunned and asks Izuku how he knows this. As Izuku explains his quirk again, Gran Torino says that his quirk is actually very good and it's probably one of the best quirks to go with One for All. But before Izuku or Gran Torino could say anything else, Izuku gets a pop-up telling him that he has acquired Gran Torino's abilities. Izuku is just confused what this is. As he explains this to Gran Torino is just confused and asks Izuku what he means. Izuku continues, telling Gran Torino that he's able to kind of get other people's quirk, but he can use it in different ways. As Gran Torino looks at Izuku in amazement and awe. Then he asks Izuku how far his quirk can go, as Izuku just shrugs his shoulders, not knowing how far. As Gran Torino then says that their main priority is mastering the abilities of One for All, and using his quirk better and improving it. As Izuku nods his head as they get started with their training. Izuku's training is gonna be pretty different. If you haven't realized, Izuku has already mastered the standard version of One for All, the one that All Might uses. But Izuku hasn't used Black Whip or Float in any of these occasions, and there's a reason I didn't make Izuku use these. So I hope you guys like the thing I'm gonna be doing here. As Gran Torino and Izuku get outside, Gran Torino tells Izuku that he should use his quirk now. As Izuku is using his quirk, he flies up into the air using Float. As Izuku realizes that he can fly without using Uraraka's and Ida's quirk. As Izuku's flying around with Float, he realizes that Float must have evolved and stockpiled on each other to become much stronger. As he's flying around, he realizes that he's actually extremely fast and it's probably equivalent to a bullet train. As Izuku's flying around, he's actually never combined a quirk, as he's only layered it on top of each other. As Izuku is just thinking about this, he starts to combine Uraraka's quirk with Float and Gran Torino's quirk with Ida's quirk. As he's doing this, he combines all of those together to create a new quirk, as he creates Super Flight. As Izuku turns on this quirk, he immediately flies up into the air above the earth. As Izuku is just confused what's going on, because in less than a millisecond, he was already above the earth. As Izuku realizes that he's actually not that cold or warm, as he can't even breathe. As Izuku's wondering what's going on, he realizes that his slime body is more useful than he thought. As Izuku flies down slowly as he possibly can, down to earth without crashing down and breaking something. As he finds Gran Torino's house, he flies down and sees Gran Torino, as Gran Torino is just looking at Izuku because he just saw Izuku and disappeared up into the air, as Gran Torino is just confused in what's going on. Then Gran Torino saw Izuku and screamed up into the air, asking Izuku how he was able to go that fast. Izuku just comes down and tells Gran Torino that he actually combined all of the quirks that he got, as he's been able to combine Ida's quirk, Uraraka's quirk, Float, and his quirk. Gran Torino is just amazed and tells Izuku that he should probably try it out by flying around the earth. As Izuku thinks to himself, thinking that he's probably no way that he's probably going to be able to fly around the earth. As Gran Torino says that he was able to fly above the earth in less than a millisecond. So he's been able to fly around the earth in about a few minutes. As Izuku thinks to himself, he realizes that this is probably true. As he readies himself, he immediately blitzes through as he's flying around the earth multiple times. As Izuku uses his reciprocal burst, it takes him a much shorter amount of time to fly around the earth, as Izuku's just wondering how powerful this new ability is. So basically, I'm making him Shinra from Fire Force, if you're wondering. So we continue our story with Izuku being able to control the speed. In a few weeks, Izuku's been able to control the speed illegitimately, as he's been able to control it from being extremely slow to being extremely fast. But when Izuku uses his reciprocal burst, he's just extremely zipping through the earth in less than a millisecond. That's how fast I'm going to be making Izuku. So it's kind of going to be like Koro Sensei from Assassination Classroom as well, if you're wondering. And so we continue our story with Izuku not only training this new flight ability, but also training his black whips. As Izuku's training with this, he realizes that this quirk increases his power whenever he's getting angry, as Gran Torino started taunting him and how he's using those whips. And as Izuku gets angry, his power with the black whips get much stronger. Since Izuku's been training so much, his regular abilities have increased as well, as his strength is probably equivalent to like 1/2 of Prime All Might strength, and that's pretty powerful if you haven't noticed. As we continue our story, Gran Torino is very impressed with Izuku and tells Izuku that he's probably ready to go out in the real field, as he says that they're probably going to be doing a patrol now, as Izuku gets excited, wanting to see how heroes actually work. As Izuku puts on his hero costume and follows Gran Torino, they get to a subway station as they enter the station and ride toward the city. As they get toward the city, all of a sudden, a huge Nomu flies through the window of the subway and starts attacking Gran Torino and Izuku, as Gran Torino told Izuku that he'll be fine and told him to go check out what's happening outside. As Izuku flies outside, seeing what's going on. As all of a sudden, Izuku sees Ida going into an alleyway, as Izuku's just wondering what's going on. As Izuku flies toward Ida, he sees that Ida's laying on the ground, as all of a sudden Stain was about to stab Native, another hero who was going to be killed by the hero killer Stain. As Stain looked at Izuku, confused who he is. As Ida told Izuku to run away, telling him that this is his fight. As Izuku trusts Ida and just walks away from the fight. I'm just playing with you guys. So what really happens is, Izuku asks Ida what's going on, as Ida has no time to explain and tells Izuku that this is the person who injured his brother and that he's gonna be getting his revenge. As Izuku just sighs as he walks up to Ida and tells him that he shouldn't act so reckless, so he's able to add armor to other people. But as Stain sees this, he's annoyed and wonders what Izuku's doing. As Izuku gets his hands back, he realizes that he couldn't heal Ida's paralysis and thinks that this is probably the Stain person's quirk. As Izuku looks on, he sees Stain rushing at him, telling them to stop their jibber-jabbering, as he stabs Izuku straight through the hand. But Izuku's unfazed as Stain just pulls out the sword and is about to lick it, but sees that there's no blood on it. As he looks at the hole that he put in Izuku, he sees that the hole is reforming, as Stain is just confused what's going on. But then all of a sudden, Izuku raises up his fist, and then he immediately... Okay guys, this is where I'm going to be ending off the what if. If you guys like this what if, and you guys want it to continue, don't forget to like, comment, and share, and like the other stuff. And I'm sorry I'm going to be giving you some excuses now, because I got a lot of schoolwork and stuff to do, and other what ifs. So if you guys want this what if to continue, and if you guys want to know what happens in that cliffhanger that I just gave you, oop, it's so big. And a big shout out to Bear Inc, bro. He's a great artist, so please go check them out. And he's really good, so please go check him out. I watch his videos so much right now. I watched all of his videos. I just subbed to him as well, so please go check him out. He's an amazing artist. And other than that, guys, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys later.